Hello, my name is Isaac Yet. Today is November 7th, 2019, and here are my notes, which just contain a list of all the parts so I can stay on track. All right, going ahead and just jumping right in. First of all, as you'll notice here, we have the cornea, which is located in the front of the eye, and it is usually transparent, and it is where light enters the eye. In the back of the eye, you'll notice that there is, coming out the back, it kind of looks like a stub coming out the back. This is the optic nerve, and it helps send signals from the eye to the brain. Finally, on the outside of the eye, it is surrounded by very thick and tough connective tissue. This is called the sclera, and it helps maintain the shape of the eye and also protects the inner parts of the eye. Internally, there was a very jelly-like support material which helps provide support, for the eye, and also helps hold the retina in place. Speaking of the retina, you'll see it right here. It is a very translucent, flesh-colored layer against the back of the eye. And it also contains all of the photoreceptors of the eye. If you pull away the retina, you'll see in the back of the that there's a very dark layer that's full of blood vessels, which helps reduce the scattering of light and provides nourishment for the eye. This is known as the choroid. In the front internal part of the eye, you will have a lens that you can see right here. Yeah, you will have a lens. This actually helps focus the light on the retina through a process called accommodation. If you remove the lens, there's a liquid in the space between the lens and cornea. This is known as the aqueous humor, which also helps hold the shape for the cornea, but also nourishes the cornea, but also provides nourishment for the lens. Next, you have the pupil, which is, if you notice there's space right there, that is the opening of the eye, which allows light to enter. The diameter of the opening is controlled by the iris. Finally, you have the iris, which surrounds the pupil. The iris is the structure of the eye which controls the size of the opening into the eye. I call it pupil, and then the pupil actually gets larger when the radial muscles, when the radial muscles of the iris contract in dim light, and the sphincter muscles of the iris contract to reduce the size of the pupil for brighter light. The iris is also the structure that gives color to the human eye. So finally, you'll notice that the eye is split into two different cavities. The first is the front of the eye, which is the anterior cavity. This is subdivided by the iris, which has the anterior and posterior chambers. Finally, we have the posterior of the eye, or the posterior cavity of the eye, which is the back of the eye and is lined entirely by the retina, which occupies about 60% of the human eye, and this is filled with that clear gel-like substance called the vitreous humor. Thank you for your time. Again, apologize for my stuttering, but I hope you have a great day.